my joke didn't land. I called Joseph Jacob, and I meant to make it a thing, and then I didn't make it a thing. So
actually, I actually got a... Oh wait, so that was almost a spoiler, sorry. Can I start that again?
Why am I welcoming you to our show? That's stupid.
Thank you so much for the, we're very emotional actually at the moment, some of the topics that we spoke about. But it's good to be in contact sometimes.
I think people are going to love this show.
Hello, friends.
Oh, we're doing this again.
It's time for the spectacular.
Ooh, I'm excited.
A jumbo series of live shows.
Cool.
With guests whom you all know.
We sure do.
We got all you need in the TVCo app, which is free. We're talking everyday life with BB alums, old school, new school. It's all epic fun. So let's get started, friends, because us three got a lot to discuss.
We do.
It's time to enjoy the show.
It is.
Let's see who'll be joining us.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. You're doing great.
Guess who's enjoying the intro?
Hooray!
It's me, and I'm sorry, Nicole, I tried for you, but we got guests. We gotta start the show. Go, Nicole, start the show. Start it now.
Fine.
Hello, Nicole. Happy Sunday.
hello, Eric. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, good evening for when people will be watching this.
Absolutely. All I know is it's early, and I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I'm excited.
I am excited, too, for another one of our Sunday surprises for all of you guys. As you know, if you are following everywhere, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, of course, and the Hello Friends community in the TVCo app, where the polls and questions and all the fun stuff from this show have come from, you know our schedule, and that on Sundays, we like to give you a Sunday surprise. It sounds dirty. It's not. And this Sunday surprise is, well, I'll let Nicole tell you, but first, remember to share this show wherever you guys are watching it. Sharing is a really great way to help support our shows, as is leaving a 5-star rating and a nice review if you are listening in iTunes or your favorite podcast provider. And of course, if you need our schedule or where to find my socials, Nicole's, our guests, or the podcast, you can check that out over at hellofriendspod.com. And of course, our schedule too. I think I said that. Now, Nicole.
Yes.
I was just trying to take all of it away. I just wanted to get all that out of the way for you, Nicole, because I know how excited you are about this. And I'm excited too, but you are. I think you two are going to have a very good bond. So, that being said, Nicole, take it away.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was kind of preparing to get ready to say the podcast stuff, but you got it covered. So here I am, our friends. We have such an incredible guest today. It's somebody who, I started watching the challenge last season, absolutely fell in love with her. Her journey was cut short, too short last season. So we are joined by and I got 2 adjectives for you today, the beautiful, the tremendous Big T.
Big T, welcome.
Oh, that's a beautiful introduction. Thank you, you guys. I'm really touched by that.
Oh, thank you. How are you doing, Big T?
I'm really good. Excited for today. This is my first podcast that I've done about this season of the challenge. So it's the first time I'm really talking about everything. And so, yeah, I'm excited to do so.
Oh, that's exciting. I hope we get some, some tea. No, I'm just kidding. You're going to hear that reference a lot. Big T, tea. It keeps on coming up.
It's just natural, isn't it?
It is. I have to say, we also need to let everyone know that you are coming to us live from across, well, not live. Well, yeah, you're coming to us live, but from across the world. Now,
Yes.
Where are you exactly?
I'm currently in the Middle East. I was in South Africa before. So we've got lots of different time zones going on at the moment.
That is awesome. You're coming to us from the future.
Yes.
Are you traveling or do you live there?
I'm traveling. I'm on my way back home to the UK because I couldn't take the direct flight from South Africa back home.
Got you. I didn't know. We knew that you were in the UK, but we also know that a lot of the challenge people have moved and gotten new residences in other places and other parts of the world. So I was just wondering if you were traveling or not. That is amazing. That is the Middle East. It is some place that I want to travel to at some point. Not now.
Yeah,
No traveling.
But I
No
do.
traveling.
I want to see it. I think it'll be beautiful. So Nicole, where do you want to start? We got a lot of questions from the Hello Friends community for Big T. I'm going to let you take it away.
Oh man, so I think I want to start from the beginning of mine and Eric's covering the challenge journey, and that was last season where we saw you, obviously leave early. It was a way too cutting short of your journey. So I wanted you to begin there and how that moment was and what you thought moving forward. Were you expecting to come back right away the next season? Were you hoping to?
I was absolutely devastated when TJ said that I was unmedically fit enough to carry on in the competition. And, I think every opportunity that you get to go in the challenge, I never expect to be asked back again. I just take each moment and I'm grateful and this could be my last shot. So whilst I was hobbling away from the cast through, I was crying. I was this is my last opportunity and I've messed up by having this injury, my big toe. So when I got the call back for the next season, I just couldn't believe it. I was absolutely delighted. And it was, especially getting the call during lockdown as well, so grateful to be able to have work. And I was just wow, MTV is incredible. They can still make this happen during this time. So it was a double blessing.
I just love that you said whilst. I love it. It's my favorite. I love it. It's my favorite.
I knew I saw the wheels turning over there, Eric. I'm something triggered them.
I went, I forgot how much I love when we get to talk to people with British accents. It's my most favorite thing ever. It makes me so happy. I wish that we could. I don't even want to do a British accent. I don't want to insult anybody, but it's our favorite thing ever. We just love it.
I'm sure you can do it.
I have to say, I'll say it for Nicole. I mean, I'm sure Nicole would say it. I think one thing when we watch, we do watch parties every Wednesday in the TV Club. So we watch it with everybody live and everyone talks. I find you to be so much of a Nicole personality, and the way Nicole kind of played her seasons of Big Brother, where you play with a kindness and a compassion. You're not someone that's there to hurt people's feelings. You play I'm going to play a straightforward game. I'm also going to play it with kindness and loyalty and compassion. And I think that's something that we don't get a lot of on the challenge. And I love it because I think in a lot of ways you're the heart of the seasons that you're on.
Oh, thank you, Eric. Thank you for recognizing that. I think at the end of the day, there's so much pressure that you put on yourself in these situations. And, at the end of the day, you've got to be able to sleep at nighttime. And at nighttime, you're alone with your thoughts. And so you've got to stay true to yourself and play a game that you'll be proud of, I think.
Absolutely. So when you got the call for this next time, were you thinking, okay, I'm going to go in just as Big T and be the same amazing me? Were you thinking more so redemption? I'm going to go in and be different. What was your goal going into this new season?
No, when it comes to character, I don't really think about that because I just am who I am, and I even take myself by surprise. So there's no point in pre-planning that aspect. But one thing that definitely did change was that I did notice I'd become more competitive. So when I first did my first season of the challenge, I was I'm kind of competitive. Now coming in, I was wow, I am really competitive and I am here to win. And getting that big W just meant even more to me than ever.
Show us your game face.
We loved a show us your game face. And I will say this, and I said this to Nicole before, she went in to play All Stars, because I knew that Nicole was not going to play, a really cutthroat game. I knew she was going to be like loyal and all these things. But as I said to Nicole, Big T, I know we like to be big, like good people. And I know we need to be able to sleep at night, but $1 million buys a lot of therapy. It buys a lot of therapy. You can get a water bed. You can get like aromatherapies that shoot into the room with your $1 million. You could have a masseuse, a live-in masseuse. It is $1 million. No, I would never change it. Like I said, we love watching, or I know for myself, yes. I love watching you because I know you're sincere. I don't ever think, oh, Big T's manipulating someone, or is she lying in her confessionals, or we know that you're honest. And that's why we all love you. So I would say never change.
Thank you.
Which perfect transition. You're not two-faced. The theme of double agents, how are you liking that theme? Were you happy to know you were going to be paired up right away? And, obviously you're paired with Jacob, which wasn't the best pairing, but what was your thoughts on that whole dynamic?
I was very excited about doing the pairing system because I felt, I could have somebody help me, kind of work my way to the final. I thought if there was a season for me to do well, I felt as if this would kind of be an advantage for me if I had the right pairing, especially if I was paired up with like a experienced vet. So I ended up, being paired with CT, and I was absolutely like enthralled by that. In terms of the theme, double agents, I think you can think about the game in two different ways. Whereas some people have the approach of, okay, let me be a double agent, therefore be manipulative and double cross people. For me, I kind of took the whole double agent spy theme as kind of like, I can like gossip, spy, just like collect information, kind of have fun with it, have fun with that role and enjoy it.
And it was kind of difficult to have fun in the beginning, it seemed. I know you were having a lot of trouble with your partner and you weren't necessarily the happiest as that duo, correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's just Joseph and I had a miscommunication problem where we just didn't communicate at all. We didn't talk about game. He's even admitted recently that he didn't trust me as a competitor. So, when you feel like your own partner can't trust you, it's obviously that's going to affect your game.
Absolutely.
Now, Big T, one of the things, obviously this show isn't live, but one of the things when we do the show live is we have polls and stuff where we quiz the audience live to kind of get the real-time reactions to what they are thinking. However, we didn't want to let this show go by without one of those, so we created a poll in the Hello Friends community because we thought we might be able to help you out. Now, obviously, the season is already over, but maybe this would help you for a future season. We polled everybody and asked them, who do we think, if Big T has the choice, should she partner with next time? And I am happy to report 57% of the vote think Corey.
Nice. I'll be very happy with that.
Okay, you'll be happy with the Corey. After that, it was Devin, which I don't know how Nicole's going to feel. Tied for third is Leroy and Daryl. And then Kyle is in fourth place. Those are the ones I tried to do, like just the top four. But that's where it fell. I was shocked with 57% of the vote saying for Corey. Does that shock you?
No, it doesn't shock me actually, because Corey, is somebody who everybody kind of wanted to be paired up with. And that I think that's because he's very like what's the word? He's very kind, and
what?
There's that too. I mean, that helps. But no, he's someone who'd be very encouraging to his partner throughout challenges.
Absolutely. Oh God, I'd be so excited if I was with them. That first day when you guys were picking partners and whatnot, did you have, who you definitely wanted or who you definitely did not want?
I didn't have anyone who I definitely didn't want, but I definitely wanted to be with Nam. I wanted Nam as my partner. I was like, he's a rookie. He's seen muscles on him. I just thought, this is a partnership that I would like to invest in.
I don't want to throw Nicole too hard under the bus here and emphasize her ginormous crush that she has on Corey, because I'm afraid then she's going to throw it back to me and talk about how pretty much every time Nam comes on the screen, I'm just like this. I'm like trying to pull my wedding ring off. I'm like, just in case, just in case. Just in case, we just got to get that off. Oh my God, I love him.
Yeah, no, he is definitely a sight for sore eyes. Very gorgeous.
He is, but I'm the one that kind of throws the drama a little bit into these shows, Big T. So I have to do that a little bit now for 1 second, but I'm sorry, before I forget, Nicole. So, Big T. What is up with Devin? Because I'm afraid that Nicole is going to fight him. He seems to hate the Big Brother players. Every time he comes on the screen, Nicole will start screaming and she'll be like, what do you mean we have no backbones? Bring your backbone over here. And by the way, keep in mind, like I said, Nicole is very much like you. So when Nicole flips the script and starts screaming, I literally turtle up and I don't know what's happening here. So what is Devin like in real life? Can you sell us on Devin?
Problem?
What's
One
his
word.
problem?
Hilarious. He doesn't have a problem. You know what? Sorry, okay, Nicole, you're going to be saying mad with me saying this. Basically, Devin really fell out with Josh. And so Devin actually doesn't hate Big Brother. He just doesn't like Josh. And so it's just a massive plan to wind Josh up. Because Devin knows what buttons to push for, Josh. And do you know what? He's just adding a bit of spice. He's just adding a bit of drums to the house. And, I think Devin secretly wants to be in the Big Brother alliance. He's going to kill me for
that's
that.
my conspiracy theory, that he secretly just wants to be a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Big Brother gave him a call to cast him. He definitely won't be saying no.
Well, Devin, you need to get America's favorite player and all-star, Nicole, over there on your side, buddy. And it's not going well.
He's got a lot of work to do.
You got a lot of work to do. No, I honestly thought that it was kind of Wes, because I know Wes and Devin are obviously friends in real life. And I felt and I love Wes. Wes is my first reality TV crush, which everyone thinks is weird. But Wes, you're doing too much now. Anyway, I got a vibe from Wes he wasn't loving the Big Brother players, or felt like the Big Brother people, or even people like yourself, the new people coming into the challenge are starting to take it over. And it does seem like Big Brother is injecting the most people in each season. So I always wondered, was Wes behind Devin's feelings? But it makes more sense what you're saying. If he's just trying to wind Josh up, that is a good way to wind Josh up.
100%. And I think maybe Wes felt the same too about the Big Brother alliance, because there was a lot of talk about it, because everyone did feel really threatened because there was so many people from that show this season. But just Devin's probably just the most vocal about it, and
Yeah.
Right.
How do you feel about it, Big T? Do you kind of view it as, okay, it is what it is, everybody just melding together? Or do you kind of see it as not one show taking over another, but kind of one show leaking into another, and now they're all aligned? Great. What's your view on it?
To be fair, I was happy for the people from Big Brother, because, unfortunately, Big Brother US doesn't air in the UK, but it seems to be a link or relationship between the challenge and Big Brother, and people keep trickling in from that show. I just kept thinking, bloody hell, I wish there were people from my show, my original show in the UK, Shipwrecked, bring them over and let's have a Shipwrecked alliance, because that would be very good.
I loved Shipwrecked. I loved Shipwrecked. I have a question. This is kind of like what we're talking about. It is from Robin. She says, Big T, what are your thoughts in general on making alliance as a key to moving further in the challenge? So do you feel that you need to have alliances in the game to go forward, or do you think you can kind of play a solo game?
I think, any aspect of life, you need alliances. You need people looking out for you. But more stronger than that, you need friends in the game. Because if you're in an alliance with someone, they can easily be, merged into another alliance. And maybe they'll lose loyalty towards you. But if you have friends and, fun friendships, those are your ride or dies. And they're always, you can depend on their votes and you can depend on them to, with trust, and which I think is very important.
Yeah.
And speaking of like loyalty and moving forward, because I'm going through basically the beginning of the season and how your journey has gone. Eric's like the pot stirrer. I'm supposed to be like the humor of the dynamic, and I try to throw a little Jacob Joseph joke in there. It didn't land, so we're just gonna move past it. So in the crater, Joseph gets sent home by Kyle, and now you're paired with CT. So we have a question from Chris Bella, who says, what is it like having CT as a partner? I would have been kind of intimidated, to be honest, at first.
I was so happy. It was unbelievable because, CT just runs to me with open arms, and, he seemed as if he genuinely was happy to be my partner, and that just really warmed my heart, and I thought that was so sweet. And so that was the beginning of a great friendship, to be honest, and a great partnership. Yeah.
I love that. I got nothing. I love that, Nicole. I was a little nervous seeing the coming attractions for next week, where CT is a little bit like, look, Big T, I gotta like if you're gonna hold me back, I gotta let it go. And don't you dare, CT.
Don't you?
Don't, CT. Don't.
Well, that's the thing, Big T. Like, I love the dynamic of, him being very supportive and like encouraging you. And then this past week, we kind of saw him be a little bit more aggressive when you guys were holding the capsule, and a little bit more like, come on. But he did not, I shouldn't say apologize, but he did apologize after the fact. He's like, I'm just trying to motivate, just trying to move forward. And I think what's nice to see is you two like balancing each other, because it's kind of like he motivates you, but you also calm him down, which is good to see. Like, you gave him more heart.
Yeah, definitely. I did see a transition in him this season for sure. And because he has a fiery side, and I just kind of like sprinkle my little like happy dust on him, and he calms down a bit in the moment. So yeah.
Yes. And now, how was that one competition? The one you guys, congratulations, won, where he was holding you off a cliff. How was that? I would have been horrified.
Dreadful. The most petrifying thing I'd ever done in my life. So I found out that I have a massive fear of heights whilst I was dangling off the side of a cliff, which isn't the best time to realize that phobia. So my whole body was frozen. I don't know if you can see in the clip when I'm like finally drop and swing back. I'm just literally like this, and I don't move because my body's just like frozen and in shock. So I was so scared. Yeah, but at least I conquered my fear. It was really funny because CT literally had to shake me off his hand, because I was like, no, we can let go, and he was literally like, okay, stop holding on to me. But
that's enough of that.
That is my biggest fear. I am terrified of heights, so I completely can relate to you in that moment. I don't know how you do it. I don't think I would have been able to physically put my body over that edge. Like, I give you so much credit for holding on. I truly think I would have a heart attack. I know it's one of those things, what everyone always says, like bungee jumping or skydiving. So did you have that moment when you let go and you swung back and forth where you felt alive and couldn't wait to do it again? Or are you terrified for your life and will never do it again?
I am terrified for my life.
Yeah.
I definitely will never be doing that ever again.
Thank you.
I don't recommend it for anyone.
There was no moment of like, wee.
No, I made the mistake of opening my eyes because I was like, okay, let me at least try, like, enjoy this amazing Icelandic view. But biggest mistake ever. I should have kept my eyes shut and yeah.
But like, if you're allowed to answer, how did they get you guys back? Were you on a rig where like they just like brought you back, or did someone have to go? I don't understand how they got you back on the platform.
We were on a crane. So not only do we like get dropped and do this backwards bungee jump, the crane lifts us up even higher. Then we're like so dangling even higher in the sky. I'm about to say the ceiling, no, the sky. And then the crane moves us forward onto the platform and then lowers us down gently, which was equally as terrifying as the bungee jump. It was terrifying from start to finish.
I think
I would die.
Smart and I didn't even do it.
You want to do it, Nicole. I don't know what you're talking. You're like, I would do all those things. And do it again? You're 1,000,000 feet in the air above water on a string. String.
But Big T did it, and she won. And now this leads us to Operation Takeout Tori. And this is what I also like idolize about you, Big T. You're very sweet and you have a lot of heart and you're nice to people. But when you get power and you have a plan, you execute. You're not passive. You're not like, oh, whatever you guys want to do, I'm kind, Big T. You're like, nope, I'm in business. We are getting rid of Tori. Here we go. And you execute it. And CT was like, whoa, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, I definitely have that little diva side to me, I guess. Call it that.
And it's fabulous.
I think it's great. What was going through your mind in that moment? Did you think you were going to have to convince CT more to get on board with the plan? Were you worried about the way the house would perceive the plan?
Actually, I knew that the house would receive the plan very well because not only did I want to do something I wanted to do, it was very important for me, going ahead, that I knew that the house supported this decision. And it had got to the stage now in the game where several people had come up to me either in tears or very upset because of how Tori was talking to them. And, and then this word lay up, this person's weak. And I knew that Tori was calling me weak and the other rookies weak and even, some of the vets weak. And, in an environment like that, I think you can say things, but I think calling people weak when we're all under this huge amount of stress and everyone is trying their best, I think is just very unkind and insensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think the challenge depicts that so well, where you guys film back to back to back to back to back, and I feel like sometimes viewers want to see the same person, like the same personality, return every season, and sometimes people are going through like their own stuff. Like I feel like seeing Tori kind of act a different way toward her castmates. She's not a different Tori, it's just a different setting, a different dynamics. Like it's interesting to see how some people stay consistent over the season, some people kind of switch it up and how they interact with each other. That's one of the things I found interesting in last season versus this one.
Yeah, definitely agree. Like, I think some people come in with game plan as to how they are going to react to different people. And I think at the end of the day, I think that's all I've got to say about that one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really sure where to stick this question in, but since we are talking about this season and last season and the way people came in, here's a great question from Mandy K, Big T, who says, is Bear that much of an asshole, or does he play it up for the cameras? What is Bear like in real life? A lot of us feel like he's gotta, like, that's gotta be an act. Like, is that an act or is that really him? Because don't get me wrong, he does seem to have a caring side, a compassionate side. We've seen him play the game along with Devon and things like that. We know that he can be caring and compassionate, but we get this from a lot of people, that they don't want to see Bear ever come back or they don't understand him. So what do you want to say about Bear?
What you see is what you get with Bear. you know, he is crazy. He's larger than life character. And, you know, I don't believe that he does play up for the cameras, because like when the cameras are off, he's equally as hyper and just this huge ball of uncontrollable energy, you know. And I think he's someone who just gets bored very easily. So he likes to create mischief to entertain himself. Cameras or no cameras, he gets bored very easily. And, you know, he's like a little kid in a 31-year-old's body. Yeah, definitely.
On that note, was there anybody that you didn't see this season that you were hoping to see?
Melissa, I really want to do another season with Melissa. We bonded so much in Prague in the bunker. So going in, not doing a season with her, I really missed her. Also Jenny, because Jenny was there my first season and my second season. So doing a season without her is just kind of like coming back home and all your furniture's gone. So it felt like something was missing without her there.
I feel like I feel like you're kind of answering this now, so I want to also stick this in. Davin Cam says, are you still close with some of the other UK challenge competitors from this or previous seasons?
Yeah, like Melissa and I speak pretty much every day. I should say Melissa and Vienna, little baby.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm really close with like Jenny, Kyle, like, you know, I'm very close with a lot of the Team UK lot actually. So watch out for the UK alliance, not just the Big Brother one, okay?
And I am here for it. I want a UK alliance. I honestly want the challenge UK. That's what I want all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
See, my problem is, and like I had to be cognizant of it during this interview as well, when I hear accents, I want to like emulate them. So if I was in the house with you guys, you'd be like, Nicole, Big Brother or UK? I'd be like, I'm picking UK, so I can just like pretend I have an accent, just be a part of it. That would be my plan.
Can you do a British accent?
I can if I'm not really thinking about it, but it's typically like a different morph up of maybe like Irish and Scottish, and I just kind of, I don't know, it's really odd actually. I'm not really sure.
It sounds like you're from London, but you spend a lot of time in Scotland.
It's a weird hodgepodge of something.
Nicole and I do it where, what do? We always pretend, because people will be like, oh, we're listening to you guys on our work break. We're getting in trouble because we're listening to you live. Like, we'll go live in the afternoon sometimes. And then we're like, okay, we got you. Just put the phone on speakerphone. We'll pretend like we're your office from the UK. So then we'll be like, oh, do you got that paperwork for the head office? See, I can't do it good at all.
Yeah.
I can't do it good at all.
Good. That's funny.
I'm hard.
I don't know what Eric's is. Eric's is some kind of, I don't know what that is actually. Big T, how would you categorize that?
I'm not doing it right now. I guess I'm Australian.
You're a little bit Cockney / Australian. Kind of like a Mary Poppins vibes.
Chimney. Please, I am here to be a Mary Poppins. Okay, I am sorry. Go ahead, Nicole.
I wanted to bring up about your win, because I'm going the more formal route of the episodes. About your win, I just have to say I adored the whole you making your own little VIP section and calling everybody over to talk to them. Because again, I think a lot of times people see that as like, oh, sweet Big T, she's just being adorable. When it's like, no, she's getting good insider information. She's roping people in. She's talking. Like, that's really impressive.
Yeah, you know, you got to have fun, but also at the same time, you know, we're here to do a job, and any opportunity to get information is brilliant, especially in a club environment. It's a good time to do some business.
It is a good time. Now, one of the things that we saw on this episode, to be serious for a moment, because I like, oh my God, that it touched my heart, Big T, is when you told your story about your childhood and your parents and going to live with your aunt and that whole entire, your just story. I know I was crying when I was watching it. Nicole was crying. We had the whole group of people crying. Now, obviously, you've been on other seasons before. What made you want to share that now? Like, was it these group of people made you feel comfortable to share that? Because I think that has to be a very vulnerable thing to share with the world.
Thank you. I think it's also, you kind of feel like you grow a bit of a relationship with the audience.
Yeah.
And so into my third season, I felt more comfortable with showing that vulnerability and speaking about it. And it's not just the audience, it's also the crew. You get close to crew as well, and crew, you've got a beautiful story, and they really helped me actually open up and share my story, because if it wasn't for their encouragement, I wouldn't have been brave enough to have done that. I probably would have just kept that to myself. So yeah, I'm really grateful that they have, because the response I've had has been really touching. I'm very grateful.
I'm sure that you have to have a big response. I just know people that watch our shows. We got a lot of comments from people who just said, please let Big T know that her story really touched us, or, it made our childhood make more sense to us than the things we've gone through. We'd have people who said that they are making donations to cancer charities or doing things like that in your name. Like, there has just been so much that we've just heard as people that recap this show. So I can't imagine what you're hearing about it.
Yeah, one thing that's really touched me a lot is people who have lost parents or lost loved ones, which a lot of people have done again recently with the pandemic that's going on in the world. But people who've also lost parents to cancer and things, they've been talking to me about their stories. And when I was at their age or their stages, I wasn't able to share my story. So having people being able to open up to me, I find that a very beautiful thing. And in turn, that's really made me feel a bit more comfortable and open up even more about my journey, because I never thought opening up about my journey would help others. Yeah. So I'm glad that I've done that.
It's very inspiring, not only to the viewers, but I think also on that level of reality TV, just hearing you say that production supported you and encouraged you. That's a very positive thing to hear about, the behind the scenes production that people often, give production a bad rap of whether it be pushing people to say things. It's more so, they supported you and encouraged you to share your story, because it's an incredible story. It's very touching, but it's also very inspiring to even people that are, auditioning and want to be more open about the type of person they are or where they came from.
Yeah, definitely. Production didn't push me to open up at all.
Yeah.
They just encouraged me, and they were like, this could be something that for you personally, forget about this show, forget about this, but for you personally, this could really help your journey in healing, and it really did. So I'm very grateful for that.
Well, I hope that if you don't, I will tell you now. You have inspired so many people with your story, and I, for one, am so grateful that you shared it. I think that I feel like if you want to take it to the next level, so many people kept asking us, does Big T have a charity? Is she going to start a charity or a foundation? So no pressure. I know you are doing a lot, but a lot of people, I think that could be another great step for you going forward.
Yeah, that's something I'm actually in the talks about at the moment and going through the process about that. Because, just helping out children is just something that's just very important for me. And, it started off with this season with the motivation of wanting to give blankets in children's hospitals in Malawi. And I would love that to grow further for, because the thing is, I was adopted by an aunt and uncle, but my brothers and sisters were left alone. They were just kind of orphans who had nobody to look after them. And so if I could help people who went through the same experience, who are going through the same things my siblings went through as well, I think that would be a beautiful thing.
Well, You let us know. We are first on that list. Whatever you need, we will donate. We will donate ourselves. We will spread the word. We will get the Hello Friends community involved. You let us know when you have something ready. We are there to support you in your story and all the good that you are going to do with it.
Thank you so much. It means so much.
I love it. Okay.
If I didn't already love you enough, oh gosh.
By the way, I'm really resisting saying something like, and then what happened? Did Devin ruin the scene instantly? And then did Devin start a fight? 5 seconds. We're all like, and then Nicole is like, what's Devin doing?
Damn it, Devin. No, but ready? Because we were talking about production. This made me think, Big T, if you can answer, who moves the giant challenge letters?
Oh, God. She's obsessed with this.
From one location to the next. When you guys are prepping for a challenge, there's the huge letters behind you, and people are telling me they're CGI. They are not.
They're real.
Yes, thank you. But who moves them?
Do you know what? I'm not sure because we've normally left the challenge by then, but I have seen them being driven on this like massive lorry. Yeah, from location to location. So yeah,
lorry.
The most traveled letters in the world.
That's incredible. So like flatbeds, you mean? Like what's a lorry?
A lorry? It's like a truck.
Flatbed. It's a flatbed, Nicole.
We call it a flatbed. We're not fancy. Wow.
Is that a biscuit?
No,
it's
not
a crumpet.
A flatbed.
A flatbed.
Yes.
Oh, we don't have that in the UK.
I totally thought that you were saying like, oh, America calls it a flatbed truck. I didn't realize you were saying flatbread. And then I thought you said biscuit, and I said no, crumpet. I love it.
And that, my friends, is how the game of telephone is played.
Exactly. No, we call them flatbeds, but yes, for those, it's a flatbed truck.
Ah, okay, yes. I learned something new today.
So now we're a step further. Now I need to find out who drives the trucks. Nothing would give me a greater pleasure than being the person that delivers one of the letters, preferably the N in challenge. Like N for Nicole. Like I'm just like, the N's here.
I will find out. If I ever get asked back for another season, I will make sure I pay more attention on the letter driver, and I'll let you know.
Look, Thanks, Big T, if you could put a good word in, look, Nicole doesn't want to play the challenge. She probably doesn't want me to say this, but I know Nicole's dream job. What Nicole would love to do, you tell me if I'm wrong, Nicole. She wants to be someone that transports and sets up the letters, and or she says multiple times a show, she just wants to run into the room and like be emotional support. Like she wants to like give you a hug, be like, you're doing such a great job. I love you. You got this. You're doing great, Big T. Don't let these guys get you down. Then she wants to be in any scene with Corey. So she like run over to Corey. That she might not let go of Corey if she hugs him. So maybe not Corey, but everyone else, she just wants to run around and be emotional support. I would love it.
Yeah, we definitely need a lot of that during the game.
Right.
Definitely.
And you're like a similar nature. So I feel like, don't you feel like they need somebody like that in the house that's not a contestant, that's just, I guess it is like a therapist, but somebody who's in the house, like, okay, talk to me, okay, confide in me, give me a hug, you got this, I feel like you'd be the same nature.
Yeah, we have somebody who's like that actually. And and then, also you have this season, I felt as if a lot of people came to me for hugs as well, so I was like that. I kind of had that as a role, which I like actually a lot.
Oh my God. I'm so glad I'm not in the middle of you two. It's Nicole's favorite thing. She asks for hugs all day long. Nicole loves hugs. She loves giving hugs. She always wants to hug. So hug her.
Because it just makes people feel better.
Yeah, you have to. I'm very needy in that way. I need like hugs and just love and being very tactile.
Literally are the same person. I have to just ask this question from Destiny, as I know you want to go on. I know I keep steering us off a little bit with the questions, Nicole, but Destiny's said, if you could do any other reality TV show, what would it be? So is there any other one, obviously besides Shipwrecked? Is there any one that you wish you could do?
My dream is to go on Big Brother. Yeah, it's like my favorite reality show ever, and I just would love to be on it. It would be my dream.
Now, I just got to be clear. Do you mean Big Brother UK or do you mean BBUS?
They've stopped airing Big Brother in the UK, so it would have to be BBUS.
Because I don't think Nicole knows the difference. Like, BBUK is nothing like our Big Brother, Nicole. And they, like, oh my God, bits on the side. Like, their after show for Big Brother, like, I don't even know what you could describe it to that is like something that we have here, but it is a different world, BBUK, and I still have my fingers crossed that they're bringing it back.
They have to. They will. It was such a fantastic show. They have to. But that would be.
I would love to see you on Big Brother. I think you would do a tremendous job, especially social game wise. Oh my gosh. Who is somebody from your challenge world that you would like to come over with you into Big Brother? Let's say it's like a duo twist.
Devin, just to wind him up.
No. I'd be so mad. They'd be like, what? Big T on Big Brother. I'm like, oh my God. And Devin. I'm like, damn it.
Oh God, imagine. Well, Nicole knows where that house is. She'll be outside that wall, like screaming with the megaphone. Get away from Devin! Get away from him, Big T! Now, that is what Michelle asked. Would she ever want to do Big Brother? Who would she want to partner with? So that is interesting with a Devin. I love that.
And also, speaking of like your seasons, what about, I see somebody asking, it was Destiny, which season of the challenge has been your favorite that you have done, whether it be theme-wise or like house aesthetic or the cast you were with?
I would say house aesthetic, definitely this one.
Yeah.
It was very glam, you know. It was just like the gym was so nice, the food was incredible. The Thailand house was amazing too, which was my first season. But like there was something about this house that I liked, and the theme. I loved the theme Double Agents. So I thought that was really fun. Yeah, and then cast-wise, probably the bunker season. Because I was there with Melissa and like Jenny, Bailey, you know, like my OG, like besties.
Okay, so speaking of that, Heather H from the Hello Friends community says, was it better living in the bunker and being able to go out to the bar, or living in this season's house but only being able to go in the little tent outside? First of all, I feel like Heather is leading the witness. It's like, was it amazing to go out and party? Or was it like in that tiny sad little tent in your backyard?
Do you know what? Anything is better than that bunker. We were living underground, so even though we weren't allowed out, you know, to bars and things like this season, I way prefer this than the bunker, because at least we had like an outside space, a garden, greenery, instead of just concrete slabs and just bunker vibes.
I said it last season. I truly don't know how you guys did it, even if it wasn't as bad as it looked in that edit, with you going underground and through the airlocks and making sure there's enough. That's my biggest fear. I literally was triggered watching the show all last season. Anytime they showed that bunker, it put me into a state of like panic. It was not enjoyable for me to watch, and I didn't have to go through it, so I can't imagine what that was like for you.
Yeah, I'm never going underground again. That was just, it smelled bad as well. It was like a weird bunker smell, which I just, I had to wash my clothes twice after coming back from that season.
Really?
Oh, I don't want to know what the bunker smell is. I don't want to know about it. Go ahead, Nicole, sorry.
Big T, I have a game, and I said a theme was coming, of Spill the Tea, Big T. I just wanted to use the word tea. I got my tea mug. It's all ready to go. So what we wanted to do is Eric and I are going to alternate giving you names of cast members. They may be from the season. They may be just from the challenge realm. And you can choose to give like the first word or phrase or maybe something that bothers you that comes to mind. Or you can, be kind, Big T, and plead the fifth.
Okay, so I have to say some gossip, basically, about the person that you say. Is that the game?
Just like, it could be gossip. That'd be amazing. But, or like a word that, that you think of when you think of that person, or a phrase or a funny story or something that like maybe annoys you, whatever it may be.
Or something kind. It doesn't have to be bad. It could be something kind. Okay, so Nicole, you want to pick up? You're going first?
Yes, I would like to start with a fellow BB person, Josh.
Josh, he's very sweet. I really bonded with him this season. I would say first one I keep thinking about is emotional, but that's because that's what everybody says. He is in touch with his emotions, but he's a sweet guy and he has his heart in the right place.
Yes. And I will say, I don't know why we shade people for being emotional, or I don't get why we make fun of Josh for crying. It's just another emotion. I don't like when don't get me wrong, Josh is emotional, and Josh, I feel, overreacts incorrectly sometimes based on said emotions. But I will never shit on Josh for being emotional or crying or passionate. And we need more of not mocking guys in particular when they show emotions.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true.
That being said, and I'm afraid that Nicole's going to kill me because it's another one of her favorites, I just want to know, Aneesa.
Well, intelligent. Aneesa's very intelligent. And I feel a shocking word that comes up in my mind is underestimated. I mean, I think people forget how many seasons Aneesa has done, how badass of a competitor she is, because, some people being very rude about some of her skills and capabilities. And I'm just like, do you not see this woman's resume? This is somebody who's more than earned her stripes. So yeah.
That's exactly what I've said about her. If someone said how would you categorize? I'd be like, it's a weird word, but underestimated for whatever reason. It doesn't matter how many times she proves herself. She won the first challenge of the season. It's still underestimation station, and it bothers me.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, Nicole, next.
Yeah, what about, okay, I'm just going the BB route. What about Fessy?
Oh, Fessy. Okay, the word that comes up because he uses it is messy, because he was very messy this season. Very naughty boy. I had to have some talks with him. But you know what? I absolutely adore Fessy. I see him as a younger, older brother. I feel as if we have such a really good friendship, and he's just very lovely. He is really nice.
I'm going to steal one from you, and I'm going to be, I'm not even being intentionally shady. I'm going to ask about Amber B, because in all of my time, which has been 12 years, Big T, covering Big Brother and reality TV, nobody's ever blocked me. And when this season started, Amber from Big Brother has me blocked for some reason. When I was the one defending her against her beast mode cowboy, horrible stalker on her season of Big Brother, and I've yet to let it go. I don't understand why Amber B has me blocked. What do we think about Amber B, Big T?
Well, I was in a room with her, and so we got on really well. I'm surprised that she blocked you. She does have sensitive side, so she's very sensitive and very emotional. Maybe there's someone said something to her, so I don't know about that.
Amber, if I've done something, I apologize, and I think you're amazing, and I think you're great.
On that note, how about Lolo?
I love Lolo. She is hilarious. She's one of my favorite people this season by far. Like, she is so funny. She's so quick-witted. And I just found the relationship between her and Nam hilarious because there was so much back and forth in miscommunication. And
do you or rather than think, do you know, like, there's more humor and banter there? Because I feel like typically her edit is more aggressive, like snapping at people. Is there more there than what they're showing?
Yeah, I mean, I really hope they do show more of Lola's side because she had me in fits out of everybody the whole season, or any season I've done. Lola's the person that's made me laugh the most. Like, she's just so cracking. So Lolo has a very like soft side to her. She's actually very soft, but her delivery and isn't always great. And she's one of those people that sometimes can't find the right words. So her go-to might be a short, snappy sentence, but she's not, I wouldn't personally describe her as aggressive.
I get that.
Experienced a very soft side to Lolo.
Here is what I have learned. So this is what I'm going to very carefully say what I'm going to say now.
Oh no.
I feel I am perhaps not the biggest Lolo fan of watching her on our Celebrity Big Brother, watching the live feeds. I've always found her a bit aggressive, but then I am very aware I also hate when people like label women in these games as aggressive or bitches when we would never say that about guys doing the same thing. But there's always just been something about Lolo's personality that I don't know, has rubbed me the wrong way for whatever reason. But this is what I'm going to say. Everyone knows the people that I watch on these shows where I'm like, ugh, I don't want to interview them. I don't really love them. We have them come on and they become my favorite person because, like you say, and I do agree, I'm sure Lolo gets a not great edit at times. I love real people. So if you're saying, like, she's real, she tells it to you as she is, she's sarcastic, she's funny, I'm sure then I would love real life Lolo.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of the things I love about Lola. She's out of everyone because sometimes it's very hard to read people in these games because people are so manipulative, or the game's always in their mind, blah, blah, blah. Lolo, what you see in Lolo is what you get, and she's just so honest. Lolo, like, she to the point where maybe she'd be scheming and she'll let you know what her scheme is because, she's just straight to the point. If she has a problem with you, she's going to let you know. You always know where she stands. But if she win a place in her heart, like, she's the most loyal and so sweet and very good friend.
I love
to hear that.
I think it is my choice, Nicole.
Yep, we have a few more. Go ahead.
I'm going to steal another one from you, Nicole. I'm going to say a fellow Big Brother winner, Casey Clark. What are your thoughts on Casey?
Oh, she's just like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. Like, kind of want to be her. Like, she's just so chilled, and she's very. Also, I saw a different side to Casey this season because when I was in the bunker, we weren't as close. But this season, we had a great friendship, and yeah, she's a lot of fun. Again, Casey's kind of like a little kid. She can't sit still. She's always like fidgeting or playing games, and she's very active, and yeah.
I love that. I agree with that 100%. What about Michi? I feel like he's somebody that we really, he's new this season. We don't really see him a lot.
Michi. Player comes into mind. He loves the ladies, definitely. Oh. He is such a flirt, for sure. Likes to flirt with all the women.
What are you doing over there, Eric?
Okay. No, I'm just taking a note. No, I was just taking notes. I gotta find me. No, you can't hear because of noise canceling, but my alarm went off, and I was like, "Oh God, my alarm's going off."
Oh.
But you don't hear it. That's how great noise canceling is.
I just had a plan because, he's a flirt. He likes the women, and then you were taking notes, like Nicole's single.
Oh, I should. Nicole is single, ready to mingle. Also, Corey. Okay. What about Cam? Oh my gosh, the word that comes up
to mind is definitely Queen, because Cam is so beautiful. She has like this amazing Cam collection, wig collection, so her hair was always like tickety boom this season. And she's such a good player. You know, she was somebody who, I remember every single challenge that we did, she'd come up to me, she's like, Big T, you are not a layup. So when you go in there today, try your best. Do not be scared. You know, she'd hold my hand through things. And like, she has a very loud voice. So like, even when I was doing the bungee jumping, I could hear her just yelling, like saying, you are not a layup. Keep holding on to 60. And so, you know, we had a really nice friendship. Yeah.
I love that. And this is like random but not random. Speaking of which, when you won that challenge and you were like in the VIP section, your hair, how did you do that?
Oh, thank you. That's a wig that I made in lockdown, actually. It was inspired by Nicki Minaj's music video.
You made? What?
Yeah, thank you. It's down to my knees. That wig's a bit of a safety hazard, by the way, because, you know, it's all that long, gets caught up in everything. But I thought it was very fitting for the occasion.
Yeah,
for that,
absolutely stunning.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to, do you want to pick one more, Nicole? Because I know we are almost out of time, and I know we have like 3 questions that I think are 3 ones that I want to make sure we get to. So I want to give you one more person.
Okay, last person is somebody, with all due respect, I never know how I feel about him. I feel like I'm representing him today with like the white turtleneck. Kyle.
Like, he's my best buddy. I absolutely love Kyle. Like, since my first ever season of the challenge, we just got on so well. And like, he's like, outside of the show, I think that he's one of my best friends. So Kyle is very funny. So he actually sent me a voice note the other day being like, by the way, do you know that time when I said I was going to vote for this person? We both agreed to do it. I didn't do it. I was like, Kyle.
Yeah, I can tell if he's just like a little brother, like, pardon my French, but like, you know, a little shit, so to speak, or if he's like not nice. Like, I can never tell if he's just like one of those people that's like, haha.
Yeah, he is. He's a little shit.
I love Kyle.
Yeah, very good person. He is a very genuinely good person.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I want to take this question from Chris Bello, which we kind of already got into the beginning part about, you know, your backstory. But she wants to know, how did you get into reality TV? Like, what was the thing that made you decide to want to go on to reality TV?
So I did stand-up comedy, and I used to just perform at this like cafe. And then a friend of mine actually was filming for this online TV company called Pulp, which is like pulp.com. And they kind of said to me, hey, would you like to do a reality show? It's for our online channel. And so that was my first show that I did. And it was kind of like comedy, non-scripted reality show. And from then I just loved it, and I kept working with Pulp, and then Shipwrecked was my first linear TV show that I did.
That's really cool. Do you have any jokes? I like to add new jokes to my repertoire. My favorite one, Big T, is time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana.
Wait, time flies like an arrow, fruit is like a... I don't get it.
So keep in mind, Big T, to do a callback, she said earlier she's the funny one.
Oh, instead, it's not like fruit flies. It's like the bug. Fruit flies like bananas.
Oh.
Boop.
Sorry.
No, Big T doesn't like it. I didn't win her over with that one. So time, it flies like an arrow. But the bug, fruit flies, they like bananas. So fruit flies like a banana.
Fruit flies like bananas.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
Yeah, I like it.
I guess I will.
Well, here's what I want to know, Big T. This is our number one question that we have for you is there any, and if you cannot, it is totally fine. obviously everyone wants to know, is there any hint? Is there any teaser? Is there any spoiler? Is there any little bit of anything that you could say that we should be looking forward to this season?
Okay, let me have a think about this without saying any spoilers.
Or even next episode. So you could just say something from the preview. Just very shocking. Just that there's so many turns. When I say twists and turns, it's just like unbelievable how many they are. Just be prepared for the unexpected, because even as cast, we had no idea what was going on, and that's what made this season really hard, because like the rules kept on changing. Normally, you can kind of like guess, oh, it's going to be boys elimination this week, or it's going to be girls elimination this week. You know, we weren't able to predict that. I mean, you've already seen Ashley came back, and so just be prepared for anything. This was very dramatic.
If you can answer what's one of the most shocking categories that's going to happen, is it like a partner switch up? Is it an elimination? Is it a fight or an argument? Like, is there one thing that we should be like focused on? Like, there's going to be like a blow up.
A partner. Oh my God. So
a partner switch. I'm excited for a partner switch.
I mean, it looks like there's a pretty big fight next week.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
I have to say, Ashley is another one who I am going to put in that Lolo category, because every time Ashley comes on the screen, my impression of Ashley is just I just feel like she's a chain smoker. And she just walks up and like, what are you gonna do? I'm a millionaire. Like, that's just my Ashley impression, and she scares me. And I know she's a huge Big Brother fan, and I'm afraid she's gonna hurt me one day. So I'm just saying, is Ashley really nice in person? That's what I had to ask.
She's hilarious. She's so much fun. Yeah,
then she'll appreciate my impression. That she'll appreciate it. Is there, I want to say the final question, and then I'll give it to you, Nicole, but the final question that we always like to ask people is there something that you learned about yourself coming out of this season of the challenge that you didn't know about yourself before you went into it?
Yeah, I always thought that I'm somebody who I have a very positive outlook, but I didn't realize how much I hold myself back. I didn't realize, this is what I love about doing seasons of this game, because I always exceed my expectations of myself. And after last season, I thought my expectations of myself were slightly higher, but like, no, because there were certain points where I was just like, no, my mind was like, I can't do this. There's no way I'm going to dangle off side of a cliff on a ledge and just hold someone's hand and then bungee jump backwards. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. But then I did it, and I was in shock of the fear, but I won that one with CT. Sometimes when you're very afraid and you end up doing better at the things that you think you're going to be the worst at. And so I think, I just really shocked myself this season, and it's made me feel as if I can handle a lot more situations. I do feel a lot stronger than before, which I know can sound cheesy, but sometimes events in life and these shows just really are so eye-opening in ways that you wouldn't expect.
I love that. And I think that, that's relates to whether it be reality television or even just life. Like, you have to put yourself in positions that are uncomfortable or that you don't think you can do. Because then when you do them, they're like, oh, damn, I did it.
Yeah, you're like, wow, who is this? It's going to dust my shoulders.
I don't know what is wrong with me, but Big T just made me tear up, and that was an actual tear that just came down my face. I found that so inspiring from Big T. I don't know what is wrong with me. I am never doing a Sunday show again. These are feelings that I'm having. I don't know what is happening. Big T, I am so inspired by you, by your story. I think you are a amazing human being. Nicole, but I know we're going to give you final thoughts, but before we do that, Big T, where do you want people to follow you on social media?
Thank you. So, like, my Instagram is at Beau-T-ful, and then my Twitter is the OG _ Big T.
And I will say this, we will put those links below this video, wherever you guys are watching this, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Hello Friends Pod. We will put them in the show notes for this show, so you guys can link right over to Big T's socials. Is there anything that you want to say to your fans, to the people who have come out here tonight to watch you, Big T? What do you want to say to your fans?
I want to say thank you so much for watching Hello Friends. And, thank you so much for the response that I've had from this season. Like, it's quite hard not to, get overly emotional when I say this, but just the response and hearing everybody's stories, it's been a moment that I'm definitely going to appreciate for the rest of my life, because you guys, as much as people say that I've helped people with opening up my stories, you guys helped me out more than you'd ever know. So please keep messaging me and sharing your life experiences with me, because I really do go through every email. So thank you.
God, you two are literally the same person. Nicole, final thoughts.
Oh my gosh, I adored you so much before, and I adore you even more now. My heart has just exploded with love. I know we're going to see you on future seasons of The Challenge. I just feel it. I know they need your level of heart in that house bunker, or whatever it may be. You are an inspiration, not only as a human being, but also as a reality television star. I think we don't see people like you often. And I look forward to the future of Big T, whether it be The Challenge or other shows. And I feel a lot of good things coming down the pike.
Oh, thank you so much, Nicole. I really appreciate that. I'm giving you a hug.
I'm giving a hug too. This show has made me too. Hugs for everyone. Bye, everybody. Bye, friends. Bye, guys. Bye.
I'm sorry I didn't get the flies on the banana joke, but I just said it today.
No.
I feel like nobody ever gets it. I think it's the funniest joke. It makes my day. I say it every day. And everybody I share it with, they're just like, okay, cool.
No, you don't have to apologize, Beau-T. You were correct.